scum rat.
I feel I'm supposed I can taste sweet victory.
I know this life's meant for me.
What's your future?
Patrick, Vinny, and Patrick.
It's better than anything.
Okay, so yeah, many of you out there bet on Goliath when you should have bet on what the hell is the guy's name? Patrick bet David.
Oh, shit.
Like the song says.
I got a ring and a thing.
Cleaned out.
A ring piece.
Because Patrick won.
And a jewel.
Patrick is winning. This is one of my favorite
Make a
YouTubers,
ring.
and there's a thing that we've noticed watching Patrick Bet David's show. I'm gonna play this. This is the most important part of this interview. Here we go. We'll play that part.
And you know, she said something here, which is very interesting. And I was having this conversation with us, Rob. One day you and I,
You just
seven
throw
of us
this
were at
one
Casa
right in the
D'Angelo.
trash.
Okay, hey.
You even said this one.
That right there. That right there.
so-
You know, this guy, Patrick Bet David,
Oh.
he is one of the most interesting content creators, for better or for worse. You know what I mean? All this crap. But I'm going to do
get
a
to the 50th
full-blown
floor.
investigation. You know, that guy Coffeezilla, he kind
We're
of
gonna
did
need to do a
you know,
little bit of
financial
detour back
investigation with Patrick
get
Bet
the
David's company. All this.
scarabs.
I'm going to do a full-blown investigation
So let's
on
go
what
get the
is
scarabs
Patrick's deal with Casa
whatever reason.
D'Angelo. I mean, like, we're talking, it seems like every
I just
episode.
happen to know where one
oh,
is.
so I was at Casa D'Angelo, and the guy said to
down
me,
here.
hey, what's up? What the hell's
the
going
ninth
on with
floor.
you, man?
And you
That
can
was at,
find
just
this
to be
out
clear, that was
very
at Casa
easily.
D'Angelo,
And it was like, you should
which is
actually be
at
pretty hard to figure it out.
123 Walnut
Like,
Street in Fort Lauderdale.
Now,
What's
like,
going on with
there's like a
Casa
sign on
D'Angelo?
the wall
What
that
is the
says
Casa
like
D'Angelo
numbers.
deal? How much
It's
are they
like,
comping
you figure out
Patty
what the
over
numbers
there?
mean
Yeah,
for
it's
it.
me, Patrick Bet David. I brought in 17 people into Casa
Oh, right.
D'Angelo. We won't
know how
be
you know?
paying any of the bill, will we?
Whenever you see the
Patrick Bet David
scarab
is
next
holding
to
up
the
his
chest,
phone
is that
with
it?
him on the show mentioning Casa.
Yeah,
He's got
giant
a
scarab.
compilation of him saying
hit it?
Casa D'Angelo.
When I go over
think
there, that will be
I
the
think
one.
this speaks for.
That will
Oh,
be
you
the
brought the
scarab
check for this $5,000 worth of food and drinks that I've racked up. Here's my payment right here. Casa D'Angelo, Casa D'Angelo.
And then that leads to one of the stories, the Luigi Mangione
So
story.
there's,
Who I met at Casa D'Angelo.
there's yellow.
So here's a guy.
Right.
You got Luigi Mangione.
And
Never heard of him.
You look at his
we go
background.
to-
Stud of a guy.
Got it?
Student. Good grades.
Hey.
Everything's looking good. Minus the last 90 minutes he
We're gonna go
disappears. 90 days he
to floor
disappears where you
15.
can't really see what's happening there. The people he
14.
followed on X, I was one of them. He followed some
Okay,
Oh,
yeah,
showing
this
off.
is
74
where one of
people
them is.
who were libertarian type of guys that he followed. So it's not like he followed.
Manifesto.
Oh, I think I
was
should have
legit.
gone the
One
other
that was
way,
leaked.
actually.
It was published by an independent
let's go-
reporter
let's
named
go-
Ken
let's go
Klippenstein.
right
If
to
that's
Clip
real,
Dog, we
it
call
seemed like
him.
Luigi Mangione had a lot of grievances against the health insurance claim denial system, particularly how United Healthcare had implemented AI to automatically deny people's healthcare claims.
So I was talking to a guy at Buffalo Wild Wings, which is a great restaurant where I have a good time. I go like this. I walk in there and I go, give me some wings.
You scum rat.
And I was saying PBD is kind of like one of the more innocent, or I don't know, confused or something of these kind of content creators. Because, you know, he'll say all this stuff. He'll get really fired up and pissed off. And his co-host, who's an older man, who I believe is like his
And look,
accountant
we're
or something.
going
who
to do the teleport
just
puzzle.
flips on
which
the
before,
podcast.
when you were
They'll
here,
get all pissed off and fired up.
you could have
And then they'll
found
have somebody who's like
one
outside
of
of
the
their
rooms.
bubble on, and he's just like,
It's not
"Oh, okay.
there.
Yeah, I don't really know. I'm not gonna push back too hard, defend my crap that I've
there
been
it
saying
is.
for months."
Giant
And this is
stat.
one of those cases they're talking about the
here's the
Luigi
red
case. And this guy Andrew Callahan is like, "Yeah, look, I think a lot of people are pissed off because this healthcare thing kind of seems like a criminal organization. So you know, you saw a lot of people telling their
Now we
nightmare
go-
stories about this thing." This healthcare system, and yeah, a lot of people are pissed off.
I don't even need to deal with
PBD's
that.
just like,
We gotta
"Ah."
go up
How,
and then
how
down.
should,
Or is
what
it
do you
down and
think
up,
is the
up and
level
down?
to go
Yeah.
to?
Down and up.
Because some people,
Up and up.
what's the one girl
Up the stairs.
lately that's been
Bring
talking
that
about
up.
Luigi Mangione in a very complimentary way? Tracy, is it
Taylor Lorenz.
Tina?
Taylor Lorenz. Have you heard of
Oh,
Taylor
right.
Lorenz?
Yeah, she helped
Patrick
us.
Bet David is the
Whenever we
stupidest
lost all
fucking
gas
guy.
during a contractual dispute, she leaked all the information, which kind of like segued millions of fans to Channel 5. So shout out to her for
7
that. I'm not
dexterity
sure what she was
puppet.
saying about
Yeah,
Luigi,
okay.
but I think that basically probably what I'm assuming she was saying is that
It's
many people
basically
felt
like-
like he represented the
Like-
call for direct action.
like
And there's a
Right.
generational shift to the
Giving
idea that
mana
awareness
to,
culture
like,
and raising
the
awareness
fighter.
doesn't actually create change. So there's a lot of
Extra
people.
MP to someone
There's kind of
who
an
can't
idea
cast
that
spells.
has
Say it
persisted
again.
over the course of the past couple
Oh,
years,
boy.
especially with the progressive left in the U.S., that raising awareness doesn't do much to
wasn't it.
actually create change. And so for
This
someone
is
to
a
break
door
out of the
that,
mold
like,
of like making
you
people
don't even
aware
really know
and
what
actually
it's
taking
for
things a step
until, like,
further made
You
people
realize
feel
like
some type
this
of
is that
revolutionary
key
spirit.
thing.
Wow. So even if it means killing the CEO,
Well, because their logic is, how many people have died
Man, there's like a lot
as a
of
result of their healthcare plans
Right.
being denied.
girls that live around me, like walking
Health insurance
around.
plans,
Yeah. So
Like,
to
they're all,
you,
like-
somebody
Yeah.
that is
Okay, there we go. Kind of simple point. And PBD is like,
Literally,
"All right,
there's like 10 girls.
there's
in
no
my
real
neighborhood that are
pushback
trying
from
to fuck
PBD
me.
there. Here's PBD like a couple
Like,
months
they
ago.
just like
But the
walk
point
past
is,
my
while
house.
this is happening,
Right.
look at the complete opposite side of reaction of some people.
Fucking
Go ahead.
awesome.
Go, Rob,
playing-
now.
I'm
I do
playing
believe in the
Triglav.
sanctity of life, and I think that's
know
why
what
I
Triglav
felt,
is?
along with so many other Americans, joy.
And I get
Unfortunately, because it
I get
feels
like 19-year-old
I
girl
mean,
pussy.
Joy
I
in a
guess I
man's
would say
execution.
maybe not joy, but
So we
certainly
gotta eat that?
not
Oh,
know
fuck,
that.
fuck.
So
Okay,
are the
so
tens
that
of
boulder hits
thousands
me,
of
I'm gonna
Americans,
die.
innocent Americans who
Right.
died because
Like, there's a
greedy
very
health
good chance
insurance
I would die.
executives like this one
especially if you
push
walk in the same, if
policies
you walk
of
in the same
denying
direction
care
of the
to the
boulder,
most
you're
vulnerable
Vinny,
dead.
people.
shut up, Vinny.
I don't find it funny
If
that
you walk
tens of
against it,
thousands
you
of
might
Americans
save
die
yourself.
every year,
I'm not even
and
sure I
because they
wouldn't
are
even
denied
wanna
Piers
try
doesn't
it.
get it.
healthcare from people like the CEO.
looks
Now,
crazy.
I
I
don't
have
think
the
it's
massive
the
Hey,
system.
pocket
Vinny!
still,
I
and
swear to God,
basically,
Vinny.
like,
One more.
if I get to the 50th floor
And
with
you're
that,
going to jail.
Not in
I get a
Miami,
special
ho.
thing, and I'm trying to
Shut
get to
up,
the
Ben.
50th
It's
floor
not
without
relevant.
using any
Vinny,
storage.
I swear to
This
God,
is
I'm
my
going to do a
first attempt
citizen's
at doing
arrest on
that,
you if you
so
do one more interruption.
let's
You're going to
see.
get one of these.
Okay.
No more
Turning
interrupting.
into
Scum
oil.
rat.
Who is that person?
Taylor Lorenz.
Who
And
is that person?
Do you know what
Who's
happened
that
on
sicko?
Jon Stewart's
Jesus,
show?
Vinny. I swear to God, Vinny, man. It's like being in the octagon with this guy, It's like... With this guy, Vinny.
I'm having a hard time.
Gargoyle.
Rob, you might be able to find this.
Fuel
Jon
for the
Stewart
lift on
mentions
the
this
10th
guy,
floor. So,
No,
yeah,
he didn't.
the killer
Head
getting
down to
arrested, and the
No.
audience started booing.
That's defamation.
Like,
He
his
did not.
entire audience was pissed off
And we can
that this
explore
guy's
the-
caught and he's arrested.
the lift,
That's the
the
left.
basement.
That's
That
the
is
left,
this
man.
ideology. She has joy for a guy getting murdered in the streets
Vinny.
of New York. Like
Vinny, you're
these
going red
people-
mode, man.
they
Hey,
can't-
Vinny, we're red mode adjacent right now. Please be careful, man. Please be careful.
You scum rat.
Okay, that's no more of that one.
Listen, you know what my thing is about when people reveal who they are, believe them.
Whoa.
That's the type of hate that's
Jesus.
disgusting. I can't believe. I still
Okay,
can't-
we're full red mode now. Oh
So,
my God, we're full red mode.
I happen
we need
to
to
know
get Vinny
that on
airlifted
each
to a spa in
map
Fort
in
Lauderdale
the
immediately
basement,
because
there's
he's
gonna
going
be, like,
full.
She
A
backpedals.
randomly
Exactly. The
placed,
eyes don't lie.
like,
Look at her
circles.
eyes.
She got
I think it's the
crazy
hips.
hair.
Like,
No,
I
no,
thought it
no,
was
not
hips
that.
that
But
fly.
look during that
activatable
Okay.
platform.
The
Wow,
eyes
that's that
don't
ring I
lie.
literally
Rob, go
just
back.
threw away.
Exactly, Tom.
Was. She got fired this morning.
You're joking?
No, Vox parted ways with her. It was announced overnight.
Are you joking?
Nope.
Okay.
Okay, good for Vox.
Wapo.
Hosting a show. So
okay.
she got fired because of what she said on Piers.
Correct.
Wow.
So yeah, this is what we all love and respect about the
You're about to be value tamed. Value tamed.
program. It's just there's no belief system. There's nothing solid. Everything's vapor and dust on the PBD program. You go back a couple months, they're like, it's sick. Thank God this woman got fired for saying the exact same thing that I'm really not kind of pushing back at all anymore. Guys saying the exact same thing. PBD's like, interesting. Cut back a couple months. Disgusting. Why isn't she fired? Look, I don't put this kind of thing lightly, but I think this woman should have to live in a
Toilet.
What happened? What happened? Where's the difference here? There is kind of a big gap between this is disgusting. People should be fired for it. And I wonder if Andrew Schultz saw this. These are the say whatever the hell you want guys. Thank God this woman's fired for saying the exact same thing this guy's saying that I'm kind of like, no, okay, now.
Rob, what's that clip, by the way, you just had? Because I think that's the
Come
one
on,
where
Rob.
she breaks down her argument, right? Can
Right.
we play this clip? I think she does a good job explaining why she's for Luigi Mangione, and I don't think
Okay.
she's alone. I think there's a lot of people that are probably on her side as well. Go ahead, Rob.
Okay.
Curious to see
Oh, it's
these
that lady.
notes on TV
Little
clutching their
little softer touch there. I think there's a lot of people who I think a lot of people who are but be down this side. Wait, I thought this is a lady. You're glad she got fired. What's going on, man? Okay, we've looked at PBD a lot. The show's insane. The show is all, but every once in a while there's something funny. Like, and this is a thing. This is the true lesson to take from the PBD program, from getting so
Value tamed.
is if you just speak enough, because this guy's like talking for hours and hours every day, you'll stumble across something funny on accident. Here we go.
Well, listen, I don't know if you ever watched Charlie, All Dogs Go to Heaven. You ever saw the movie All Dogs Go to Heaven? Mm-hmm. I believe all dogs go to heaven.
So you think
Me
I
too.
don't know about cats, but I think all dogs go to heaven.
But do they get their
Cats
own
don't?
specific heaven, or are they with us?
I think they're hanging out with us. I can't imagine going to heaven not seeing dogs.
So dogs are the only species in heaven, or all other domesticated pet
Snakes.
breeds?
I don't know. That's
Monkeys.
a pay grade.
Let me
that
get
I
in here a
haven't
little bit.
reached that.
Monkeys.
level 32 or 33 to know if they're going to be there or
that's
not.
pretty
I'm kinda
funny.
Going based on faith. I'm hoping
Yeah.
they're going to be
That's
there because
funny.
we love animals.
The guy's got a
But
sense of humor.
If my dad's version of faith, to him, he is hoping animals don't go to heaven.
Anyway, what else we got here on the great PBD show? Let's check it out.
You scum rat.
You said in California, what did you say? Let me go back to it.
Go ahead.
You said in California, the taxes that you're paying 45%, but then at the same time, taxes are not being used effectively.
Right.
How much of that are we going through right
Yeah,
now?
man.
Well, I mean, on the inverse, what do you
Farming
think
some
will
fucking
solve the
slimes.
problem of the extreme poverty and wealth inequality in the country?
Well, let's
I know
see
if I
California's been
it's
trying
really
to
like
do.
not necessary.
Well,
Okay, they
Yeah.
tried. That's the thing is everyone
Like,
sees
I'm
Gavin
trying to
Newsom
find
as like
some
an
items,
enabler
like-
for all these destructive democratic policies.
eventually I'm
but
gonna
he
hit a
still makes
wall where,
concessions to
like, stuff
conservatives
is
who are
hard to kill.
bullying him into not carrying it
And
out.
I need
For
some
example,
money.
So this is
either to
kind of
buy,
interesting.
like,
This guy
I don't
asked
even know, buy like
PBDs,
better
like,
weapons.
so how
or,
do
like,
you
buy
solve
potions
these
to like
societal problems like
get through
homelessness,
some
all this
fights,
stuff?
maybe,
How do you
or-
solve it?
I
PBD's
can't
talking
even
about this the
like, I
whole
guess,
time.
like, the
My
final
man
boss kinda
PBD's
is
always
hard
like,
to
oh
beat.
man, all these
Like-
problems. We got a lot of problems.
probably need
Scum
like
rat.
30 something armor. Like you probably like an
PBD
armor.
says,
break.
and this guy Andrew Callahan, he keeps asking him, well, what do you think we should do? And PBJ cannot cough up an answer.
the cost of living is high. There's homeless people everywhere. There's so
Right.
much poverty. Yet
Okay.
there's this class of people who are unaffected by it. So the question is then, if we don't raise the taxes, what can be done to change that situation on the ground?
You scum
The
rat.
taxes.
No, I mean the
Well,
situation
okay.
with inequality and poverty.
Yeah, but that's not how it works, though. Because to
Okay.
me, here's how it works.
Explain it. Okay, go
Let's
ahead.
just say you got 3 sons.
Here we
and they're
go.
all 25 years old. Okay. And you're 60 years old this time. Could
A classic PBD sales story here. Let me ask you this. You seem like a smart guy.
you be? Yeah, 60. Yeah, 25, 60. Let's just say you're 65 years old. You got 3 sons, 25,
Okay.
26, 27. They're all out of college.
Okay.
You give each of them $100,000. First one you give $100,000.
Oh my god, this is something that I can't stand. This is something that really gives me the with what many people call sales holes. I don't say that kind of stuff. Sales scum rats, people. I used to work around a lot of sales holes. Their word, not mine. And I liked some of them, But this is one thing I did not like that some of them would do, which is say something very simple. Express a very simple concept with the longest possible story you've ever heard. I guess this is just to keep people on the phone so that they feel more invested. Oh man, I've been on the phone 45 minutes. I gotta buy this piece of crap. What is this guy trying to sell me?
Yeti cups.
For $100. And I've been on the phone for an hour. This guy's told me 15 stories and a Bible story. I'm invested now. I gotta do it. PBD goes for like 100,000 bazillion minutes. And he's basically saying, hey, if the government's wasting money, would you keep giving them money? That's it. That's the whole story. But he still doesn't answer this guy's question. It's like, hey, we got all these problems. You talk about them on the show all the time. How do we fix that? And PBD's got no answer here.
3, because it would be a bigger investment. But I mean, aside from a business standpoint, like if
Right.
we obviously, you recognize that there's a big problem with homelessness, poverty, and unaffordability.
Well, why
No,
do you
I do
think that
not.
is, though?
What do you think?
I'm asking you. You're in the streets. Why do you think that is?
I mean, I would just assume that because the social safety net is so small here, and there's such little being provided for people in terms of mental health services, the
Right.
Veterans Administration.
Okay, this is kind of funny because, this guy Andrew, he has like a kind of a nuanced view here. And Patrick Bet-David doesn't really know what to do with this. He's not really prepared for this. Because Patrick Bet-David's view is, Democrats are far left communists and the Republicans are the good guys trying to fix everything. And Andrew Callahan is like, well, there's these problems in society like homelessness and all this stuff that we could fix, but we're not because they're both sides are kind of captured. They don't really want to fix these